Well, how are we doing, folks? Here in Kiwi land, we did bite the bullet and we bought the Toyota Hiace that I went to have a look at the other week, and here she is. She's a what they call a jumbo, so it's a wider version than the standard Toyota Hiace that we had last time for Australia. Oh, here's the kids: Toya, Victoria, Peckham, and Henrietta. I haven't got any food for you, kids. Sorry, I have to wait. So yeah, she's a bit wider, which is quite nice, and also she's quite a bit longer. You can see this extra panel here. This where this seam is from there to there. That's the other one we had last time was a long wheelbase, but this one they call a super long wheelbase. Also, it's a higher version. If you look, this is where the gutter line was on the last one, the height, and then the fiberglass top went from there up, but this one has got, I don't know, what's that, 6.5, 7 inches more height that way, and a slightly smaller fiberglass top. So wider and longer, which it really makes a big difference inside. And that lump you can see on the top, that black lump thing, is a satellite dish. Not that we're television people watching telly and all, but the thing automatically searches and picks up the satellite channels and all that stuff, which we'll probably never use. But if you can see the size of the panel on the roof from there to there, and obviously virtually the full width of the roof, the panel's actually a 300 watt, so there's quite a lot of energy coming from the panel, and we'll have a look at that in a sec when we get inside. So a bit different from Oz, coming back more like the UK. In the UK, if you're caravanners like we are, we're back on this 16 amp round pin blue plug, which is like standard campsite stuff on the UK, whereas in Oz they were still on that really simple 3-pin flat bladed 10 amp arrangement, which I never thought was right for outside, but that's the Aussie standard on the campsite. But here we're back to like a UK standard, and we've got the 16 amp round pin, really solid waterproof heavy duty boy. So the water tank sits just behind the gas locker, and it sits around here somewhere, and it's 60 litres, which is quite big. And obviously that's where we fill it. And underneath it, on the underbody, from where the dint is here, which I've got to do something with, from about there to round about here is a 70 litre underbody wastewater tank, and that's the outlet for it, which is like if you want to have this green certificate so you can go like wild camping in Kiwi land, you need to have this stuff. So gas locker obviously, and inside same as the one that we had in Oz, same setup. In fact, it's the same fiberglass moulding as the one we had previously. Any other differences? This one is definitely a Japanese import, and you can tell by this mirror arrangement here, which looks a little bit ridiculous in the beginning, but it's quite usable. So they bring, instead of having the mirror here on the passenger side, it's pulled forward so it's further into the body, so you've got a bit more width. With it being a wide body, it's probably better being inboard. So it is inboard slightly because you're looking through the windscreen to look back. But this one here, when you sat in the cab, this little one looks straight down here, so you can drive right up close when you're trying to park it. You parallel park it, makes life a lot easier. And the one on the back as well, which we'll have a look at in a second, is the other telltale. The boss has already been round. Obviously here's our home, our Cornish flag for the UK, and you know, St Piran, and also our symbol of Cornwall, the Cornish chuff. So the name of the truck, same as the other one, is going to be Chuffy. What else on this side? I think that's about it on this side. We got one high head vent, one high opening light that you wind a handle on the inside, that lifts up. One opening window here, and one opening window here, which is half redundant because it's the cooker and everything's here. But you can open it, and if you're cooking, maybe helps a bit of the cooking smells go outside. So yeah, that's this side. So from the back, obviously similar to our other one, but again the extra width, which makes a big difference. Again, the bosses have been out, and we've got our St Piran on the back, the flag of Cornwall. So this is the other thing, not that we need it because it's got a reversing camera. So again, with these Japanese imports, you look back into this mirror and you can look down, and you're looking down at the bumper bar, so you can squeeze it into a tight spot with it being a bit longer. Makes life a bit easier. It's got a hook on the back. We've taken the ball just bolts on. We've taken the ball off, that becomes the step for getting in and out. Obviously the trailer plug, which is quite unusual in Kiwi land, same as Australia. So in the back. So from the inside, she's quite a bit wider and longer, which is a bit more comfort. The lockers, it's a better layout than the other one. You can access these from either the top or the end. Oh, my toolbox is in there already, obviously. So from the top or the end, again. And this, it's got which is unusual, it's got an extra cushion here. So because we've got the extra size, you can sit on the end. Obviously with these pieces just slide in to make the bed up, but with this extra piece you can leave it up for the daytime. So we've got our duvets, bedding inside these two, and two pillows with our bedding pillows in. And our friends who we're staying with at the moment, they have a really fancy, beautiful yacht, and these were the cushions off their boat, or cushion covers, velour, because they've upgraded their interior, so they've kindly given us these, and the bedding just fits ever so nicely inside and makes up cushions for daytime. So that's worked out quite nice. So this side, what have we got? We have this Dometic or wind out awning, which comes out a really long way, and you can have it at any height as well, angle. Clips into these little shoe pockets here and here, so if you've got a low sun on this side, you can dip it right down. Let's have a look inside. Oh, we've got the obligatory fire extinguisher. That's the handle for the Dometic wind out awning, the jack and the toolkit. So we have got a wheel brace in there and everything. Kids have come to say hello. How you doing? Got no corn for you yet. You have to wait. So let's have a look inside. So this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So we've got that 300 watt panel on the roof. So we've got a MPPT smart solar controller, 20 amp. So I'll have to do some calculation about that. I think it's inside the rating, but I think it's like on the edge. I think it really should have been a 30. But anyway, if you look at the charge controller, we're on if you look at the shunt, we're on 99.8 battery, and it's quite a big fridge, and there's a fan running on the fridge all the time. Fridge is bigger than our original one. In the other, it's got a separate ice box which is frozen solid. Got my beers in there, obviously. We have not used it yet. We have slept in it one night because it was a 4-hour drive bringing it back from where we bought it, so we did stay overnight. But we've not really used it per se because we didn't have anything, no cooking or even making a drink of tea, which was really bad. But anyway, sorted. It's all done now, and we'll be getting ready for a trip soon. So lovely insulation on the inside, really, really well done. And the lights are quite nice. So there's 4 of these things. So first touch is a blue light, like soft light in the evening. But if you want to see what you're doing, you press and hold, I think. No, you press and quickly press. And then if you hold it again, I think you can somehow dim it down. There you go, dimming down. So you've got various levels, which is quite nice. We've got the same things on these little reading lights when you're in bed. So first click blue and hold for bright white. So they're quite nice. Nice little radio, really good speakers in there. A couple of lockers in the back. Already got junk in there. We've not even used it yet and it's filling up. So the lockers open from the top on every side. These 2 are the main big lockers. This one is a pull-out, slide-out locker, also accessible from the top. Nothing in it yet. And there is a bit of space behind it because the electric heater is behind it. This one is accessible from the top also, but also from the end, which is quite nice. And they're very deep, nice and deep. And this is the bit that you need to have for your freedom camping, or whatever it's called here in Kiwi land. So this is the Bogatoa, which is quite nice. So you open the door and he comes out. Slide him out. And there's your Bogatoa, complete with a flush which works off the water pump on that side and tells you when the toilet needs emptying and when it needs the flush filling. That bit won't work because this is connected up via the pressure fed system, so it's just press button to flush. And that's the toilet. So I think you're obligated to have it's a fold down wash basin. I think you're obligated to have the wash basin as well, like this is your cleaning your teeth and having a wash and all. Little vanity, put your toothbrush and all that junk in there. Some nice overhead lockers. I've just done a quick modification to this one so we can get the plates in at the back and all that. So they're quite nice. So we've got already got stuff in there already, cutlery. When you're camping, you should really live in for a long time together. Hide the sharp knives, so when you argue, there's no one going to get injured. Joking. I don't know what's in these. Nothing yet. Oh, we've got bananas. Oh, I'm having them. And then the big one, which also is you can see the drain there for the sink. So sink and drainer, on the top. And here's the 2-ring burner cooker, and unfortunately there's a really bad burn on here, and also I've got this off at the moment, just doing a repair on it. The fold out extra the lid, you know, to increase the cooking area when you're cooking. Somebody's put obviously a glowing red pan on there, and they've burnt the mica on the top. So I'm just seeing what I can do repair wise on the lid. I've cut out all the bad stuff and I've filled it, and I'll probably just get some Formica veneer and glue on the top, and I'll probably have to glue a veneer strip down here, but I've got to chisel this off because it's higher than the actual height. But yeah, it's all doable. So I'm just going to put you down, or can I do it without putting you down and turning you off? Let's shift a bit of stuff. Let's have a look inside here. Get rid of this thing. It's velcroed in. Yeah, we're in. So on this side, not a lot going on. I've put the waste pipe and the waste pipe, sorry, and the power cables in there, and underneath it you can just see there's the 30-litre fresh water tank on that side, and next to it, this is the absolute full as well. Just lift these up out of the way. We've got, so in there we have our DC to DC charger, which is 50 amps off the engine alternator. Then down in that corner there, and I can't remember, it's a really big out, I think that's like 30 amps or something. That's the AC to DC charger, so when you're plugged in on site, you know, you're topping the batteries up, and the batteries are LiFePO4, lithium iron phosphate, 2 100 amp batteries. I'm not sure where the shunt is, I've not seen that yet, but the shunt's obviously controlling the you know, to tell you what charge is in there. And this is a 2000 watt inverter, so we can actually boil a kettle, a mains kettle, off the I've got a 185 watt, sorry, 1800 watt kettle that will boil off the inverter. So this is inverter, and these ones are mains, you know, when you're plugged in, and there's a couple more in there, and there's one over there. But also we've got the USB outlets on the sockets when we're on mains, but we've also got DC battery connected, 2 outlets there, and I think that's just a cigarette lighter thing for plugging whatever you want to plug in there. So quite a lot of energy and storage, which is quite nice. And let's have a look at the front. So you can actually walk through here, which you couldn't on the other one, because we had the third seat, or I called it the suicide seat, in the middle. But this one, the seat's been removed, and you're just left with this engine cover, so you can throw your map books and your drinks and whatever you're doing on the top there. So again, the dashboard obviously a lot wider than the other one. Look, it's got better controls for the AC and the heater and all. It's got a Apple CarPlay, thingy bob radio, whatever, which you can do screen mirroring off your phone, obviously Bluetooth it or whatever. It's also got the latest New Zealand sat-nav SIM card or download in there, but we generally use Google Maps anyway, because obviously you get live data. If any road works or anything, it comes up, tells you if any roads are blocked or congested traffic is live. So this one is an auto, where our other one was a 5-speed manual. This is a 4-speed auto, so whether we get better MPG, probably not, because the van's a bit heavier and wider and longer. Plus now we pull in an auto box, so I don't know till we get going, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, the engine is it's the same engine as our old one, which was the 2.7 VVTi, variable valve timing fuel injected petrol. I don't know how many kilowatts, but enough to pull the van up the hills, no problem whatsoever. So the table is here, slides in there. There's another table there for outside, and the table with the post goes in the floor, and the table sits obviously in this area here. So that's the inside. Just have a quick look. Open the driver's door. The chickens are hanging round because I've got to feed them. Okay, inside, if you are a Toyota Hilux person, you'll know all about it, but you are actually sat in front of the engine, so the wheels are like underneath your backside. So if you've ever sailed a round-bottomed boat, it's like being on the ocean. Everything happens slowly, and after time it's like you don't get very good feedback, but it is what it is, and all Toyota Hiaces are the same. So where you sit, the wheels are further back, but you soon get used to it after you've driven a few kilometres. So all in all, we are very pleased with it, and within the next week or so we're going to be off. We're going to be living in it for 6 months, so it's going to do the job for sure, while we do our big circuit of NZ and get the Kiwi stamp that we've been there, seen it, done it, and got the t-shirt and all that junk. But yeah, there's Chuffy 2, all done and dusted, ready for the road. So we'll see you on the next one, which will be part of our first adventures. So see you later, folks. Take it easy.